Hello, everyone. I'm Thom. You kind of knew that if you're going to my website. And it's been years since this coronavirus disruption started, and I've been taking this time to eat beef jerky and talk to you on the internet. Not constantly. Haven't been doing this video series for quite a while, but I'm also not an expert or a food critic. I just like beef jerky. But this vlog has been good fun. And it's been letting me explore some fun ideas with you, especially regarding game design, which is my thing. I am doing something new now. I'm featuring vegan jerky options. We will see together if any of the jerky I'll be tasting will be any good at all. So I also wanted to point out that my face looks very asymmetrical and lopsided in this video, but I assure you it's just the camera and the position. So today is the 20th of December, 2022. We only have about 10 days left in the year 2022. And it's been a real mixed bag when it comes to years, hoping 2023 will be an awesome year. I don't really remember which episode this is, but you know what? This is the vegan series, so let's call it episode 1 of the vegan series. So normally when I do videos like this, I start by talking about something that's of interest to me, especially as a game developer, game interest, thing. And what I'd like to talk about today is isekai, specifically isekai anime, and some of the bigger picture aspects of it. So what is isekai anime? It's anime. It's Japanese anime, of course, but specifically isekai is like a portmanteau meaning something like new world or something. And basically the shtick of isekai is you get taken out of our world and taken to a fantasy world to be a hero. That's the long and short of it, but I think there's a lot of interesting going on behind the scenes. It's part of, I would say, a worldwide trend towards integrating all the lessons and the cultural aspects of video games into fantasy media. I like the isekai anime because, it's fun and it's understandable to me, and, sure, I like fantasy worlds and video game worlds as much as the next person, but really, isekai, again, it's just a facet of the larger thing that we're now in a zone where most of the writers, most of the creators, most of the filmmakers, most of the authors grew up playing video games. And not just video games, but multiplayer video games like World of Warcraft, and learning the tropes of those video games and bringing them into other media. So now I want to talk about lit RPG, which supposedly was a genre of literature, of books, that started in Russia. I don't really know, and it doesn't matter anywhere. It's universal now. But the shtick with lit RPG is the same thing. That it's a fantasy novel, but it's got tropes from video games in it, and most specifically, it's got tropes of levels and character data screens and things like that. Basically, if you're reading a book of fantasy and one of the characters calls up a display screen and says, "Oh, I'm a level 5 cleric and I've got 310 points in something," that's lit RPG. That's again, it's normal fantasy, except also it's informed by the experience of this new generation that grew up playing video games. And again, not just video games, but more modern video games. These are not the Pac-Man generation. This is the World of Warcraft generation. I was the Pac-Man generation. So, and it points to a more fusion of all the mediums. It says, the tropes of video games haven't gone away in video games. You could still make yourself a 3rd level cleric with 310 hit points or whatever in some video game somewhere. The Diablo games are still out there, and so are a whole lot of Japanese RPGs. That hasn't changed. And again, isekai in Japan as an anime form is directly informed by Japanese light novels, and of course manga. which in turn, of course, are informed by things like World of Warcraft, but also informed by Lit RPG. So it's all one big bundle. It's all one big bundle that I think is exciting and neat. And again, you look at it for just a second, you realize this was inevitable. As the World of Warcraft generation grew up, started writing books, started writing manga, started doing anime, this is what you get. Specifically, isekai is nothing. There's a lot that's not new in Japanese animation in isekai because it's still very harem based and very all these pretty young people, and surprisingly, the vast majority of isekai plots are not stressful. There's not a lot of peril, and the reason for that is because the protagonist is usually way OP, super super overpowered, and that's part of the shtick, and so the shtick of the show, the scheme, the thing that makes the show stand out is the particular way in which the main character of the story is overpowered. Maybe they've been reincarnated as a giant dragon. Maybe they've been reincarnated as the son of the greatest wizard ever known. So on and so forth. The Overlord show has the character reincarnated as his max level character from the last MMO game he played. So of course he's max level compared to everybody else. And that gives you a situation with these anime where there's, again, the stakes, the window dressing stakes are high. There's dragons and explosive magic and kingdoms going to war. But really, the stakes are not all that high because we know what's going to happen and we know the hero is going to win. And not by a series of strange or unusual events, but simply because from the first episode we can see, oh, well, the hero is so much more powerful than everybody else. How could he not win? And that is not bad. It lends itself to a kind of a zone where the isekai, a lot of the isekai that I've been watching, not the greatest anime in the world, but it's comfortable. It's like comfort food. It's easy to watch. It's no stress. It's not a big deal. And that's actually, honestly, one of the things I like about it. And I think in some ways, it's not a lit RPG trope, but I think it's a modern fantasy trope. That there are more and more books and stories coming out that are not high stakes, that are low stakes, that are a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more easy. You're not trying to save the world. You're just trying to set up a coffee shop in a fantasy town or something like that. In fact, I read a book about setting up a coffee shop in a fantasy town not too long ago. So, isekai is neat, and it's a bright and colorful harbinger of, in my opinion, a larger trend in popular modern media, which pulls together isekai and Japanese light novels and modern manga in Japan and lit RPG and video games, pulls them all together and identifies how they all inform one another and how they're all one larger packet of the modern entertainment that we're all enjoying now. That's what I wanted to why I brought up the idea of isekai, because it spawns a larger discussion, which I think is overall fascinating and enjoyable. But this video series is not, even though I've really blah 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 for almost 10 minutes, this is not about my blah blah blah. It's about me eating jerky and you watching. I have here Beyond Meat Jerky, plant-based teriyaki flavor, 90 calories. I really don't know anything about this other than I think it's soy-based. So we're gonna give it a try together. I just opened it. It has a smell. This is not quite the jerky smell that I expected. There's a little bit of kind of jerky spice smell. So interesting. All right, let's get a piece here. It seems dry, and it's obviously looking like it's trying to be jerky. So let's give it a try. All right, it's not awful, but knowing what I know and understanding, what's going on, it really does taste like it's plants trying very, very hard to be jerky. And kind of succeeding, kind of. Let's try another piece. The texture's not that far off. Okay. Get a bigger piece, get more teriyaki. Okay. All right. Considering my expectations, this is a pleasant surprise. Yeah. All right. So we did that. Yeah. I would say could be a whole lot worse. Certainly not offensive. So, we have done what we set out to do. I would like you to comment if you have the time. And of course, like and subscribe, hit the bell. You know the normal YouTube-y things that we always ask you to do. I would talk about replies to the last video, but it's been a very long time since the last video. So, I will just ask that you comment so I can reply the next time I do a vegan jerky video. I will be doing several of these vegan jerky videos. I've got a lot of variety pack of vegan jerky videos, and not just this Beyond Meat flavor. So I think that this is not the video. This is not the only video I will do about this. All right, Beyond Meat jerky, plant-based teriyaki, much better than I expected. Every step of the way, you're definitely reminded that it's not jerky, but it tries very hard to be as close to jerky as it can possibly be, and I believe it mostly succeeds. And again, wasn't offensive. I would definitely, have another piece. So, thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Thanks, everybody.